Hey guys, so I thought I would do a video on my solution to the mob elevator solution. Obviously 1.13, as everyone knows, everyone's bloody mob elevators were screwed because of the new water mechanics. So I've seen a lot of solutions to this. I wasn't convinced, if I'm honest, with any of them, so I didn't even try any of those in my survival world. So I thought I'd take it upon myself to have a crack at solving it myself. Without further ado, let's do it. So I thought I would first just walk you through the general principle of what I'm trying to do. So this is obviously standard sort of mob pusher. So they go into here and drop into this hole here. So it's using soul sand and the new mechanic that when you've got water source blocks going all the way up, then it's that then becomes the elevator. So there's a lot of difficulties with this meeting the source blocks over there, because as a lot of you probably know, is that as soon as you get water here, it then starts flowing back into here. So effectively, what I've done is basically you'd have a whole water column up here, and that'll be your elevator. So first things first is when you've got some mobs in there, it closes off this bit. That then stops the water backing up, and obviously so does this sign. Then that retracts, but then obviously on that block there, you then need to, you basically need to replace all of those with water sources to then meet the water source that would have been here, which is basically used by dispensers that then fire that back in. So I didn't obviously want to do a case where you're just placing red torches and doing it in that, so I did what is commonly referred to as a hopper clock, to basically alternate the states between collecting into the hole, and then it shuts this off and then shoots up what you've got in, that's then going to go across into a dropper of some sort so that you can hit the zombies for some decent XP. So firstly, I thought I'd just talk through what a hopper clock is. If I remember, I'll put a timestamp up or something so people who know this stuff can skip it. But I thought it'd be handy to just talk through exactly what it is for those that don't know. So this is the hopper clock. Effectively what it is a timing system. You've got two hoppers here that are basically items are flowing back and forth. Now, most of the time there's going to be items in both, and the pistons are going to be powered. The reason they are is because, once you've got items in here, comparators see that there's items, this block is powered, that redstone is powered, and therefore that then powers the piston. So like I say, most of the time there's going to be items in both, so these are going to be pushing at equal strength, effectively. But as soon as, let's say, they're flowing from here, as soon as that empties, that turns off, redstone turns off, piston turns off and gives up its power, and therefore that's the only one pushing. So that then pushes the redstone block over here. Then obviously, conversely, the items then start flowing back into here, and at some point this empties, and that then gives up the power, and that goes in there. So let me just sort of demonstrate that quickly. So here it is, it's going over. So it just keeps going back and forth. So you see that going, turning off as soon as that empties, turns off, gives up the power. Redstone block moves over because that's the only one pushing. So you can use then that to take a signal off that way. You can also take it off that way. The other nice thing about these hopper clocks is that, so when that gives up its power and turns off, see that drops down, and you get a 1 tick signal coming from this. See it in a sec? There you go. So effectively I use it from both sides in the final design, as you'll see, but that pulse is to operate these dispensers, and then I basically use the redstone block signals to operate the pistons. But if I talk through this quickly, so the way the dispensers work is they just need a flash of redstone power to then dispense the water out of the buckets, and then all of those then become water source blocks inside there. And then again you flash them again, and then it retracts them. So that's how I use that. So it's a nice little setup. I stole this design from Mumbo Jumbo and his mob farm a while back, but he didn't really explain what it meant. So it's not a massively difficult concept, but yeah, I thought I'd explain it nonetheless. What? Okay, so this is the final design. I'm going to do my best to explain it. Hopefully I don't confuse you. So it looks pretty complicated back here, but you'll see here, this is the hopper clock that I explained before. And effectively you've got two states. So in the state here where it's paused, which I intend to be sort of default state, so when you turn it off and go away, it will stay like this. So you see there's redstone power here, so that comes through here. Do the bottom bit first, so it goes over here. You see there's an inverter, so effectively this powers this block and turns that redstone torch off, therefore retracting the basically the blocker block there. Same signal comes up, and there's a repeater in here and a delay that powers the block across to stop the water from going down. So this is effectively the state at which if the mobs were coming in, that they would be dropping into the hole. Okay. I might have to come on to why that's on a delay in a bit. If you can imagine the blocks on the other side, you see I don't need to feed anything off. So basically as soon as that comes across, you get an opposite state here. So this comes across, lets the water come down, because that's no longer powered. This block would no longer be powered, so that'll turn on, and then the block would come up. Yeah, makes sense. Good. Obviously, once that's switched over, you have the that bit I was talking about before. So you get a flash here, and that then comes into these dispensers and pushes the water out. So this is not the most compact way. I'm sure if Mumbo gets a hold of it, then he'll probably make it into like a 2x2 or something crazy like he does. So that's that, and then finally this is the sort of on-off switch. So it basically comes in here, and whilst this is on, this is always going to be powered. So like I was saying, once one gives up its signal, it pushes it across. So in this state, that's constantly powered, so that's going to stay there. As soon as I then flick that switch, it's going to power this. I'm going to turn that off, and then it's then going to be able to go. So let's see it sort of in action from the back. So there it goes. You can hear the dispensers dropping water and stuff. You see this switching states, sort of as I explained before. So hopefully, the first look at it looks crazy. Hopefully a little bit of explanation sort of makes it look a little bit clearer. So you see I've got this signal coming off here as well, sort of flashing the dispensers. So I had to play with the times, these repeaters, and that's why they're on delays. But effectively, as soon as that So let's have it powered off. So the problem is if that goes too early, then it cuts off the source block before it gets the time to retract the water. So that's why there's some delays in there, and I had to play with it a lot before I could get it right. But you'll see in there, detracts dispensers, and then the other side retracts it, and then takes back the water, and then that goes over there. So that's the circuitry. Just to prove it works, let's get rid of this weather. That's got that, and obviously it's going to have to be at night. And difficulty normal. Okay, so let's get a few of these puppies in here. Okay, so in they go. We're dropping them now. Turns into source blocks, and up they go. And then I've just done a little dropper here so that they die. Obviously you'd have to play with the height here. It's something like 22, 23 blocks or something like that for them to drop without dying, to then be like a couple of hits damage. Let's send a load in. There we go, all queuing up. And there it is. So that's my design. That's obviously well overcomplicated for a solution that is so easy before. So God knows why they changed that. But yeah. So I didn't want to do a sort of block by block placement tutorial. I'd rather sort of give you the principles of it before, but I'm flying around here just so you can get a nice clean look at that if you did want to just copy it like for like. But yeah, obviously it's really expensive as well. Lots of sticky pistons and comparators, and yeah, so anyway, I hope that helps. Please feel free to improve on my design if you can. I'm sure there's a lot of ways that can be improved. But yeah, good luck with that, and thanks, see you again.